All right, so let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. So that means whatever's comfortable for you. And we're not in a gompa right now, so you don't have to kind of sit perfectly. But try not to allow the mind that gets ever so distracted when we're at home to wander around too much. So just, um, you know, we can just start by feeling the weight of this sensation of our feet on the floor, the weight of the feet on the floor, maybe the temperature of the floor underneath the feet, and have the feet about the hips width apart. Maybe you can feel your hands in your lap. Feel the weight of your sits bones in your chair. And align your shoulders with your hips. And imagine you have this beautiful string of pearls of light that stretch from the base of the spine all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just really lengthening the spine. And then go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp, your forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, eyes, back of the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, the jaw, back of the tongue, back of the head, and allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And bring your attention to your breath. And just notice the very subtle sensations of the breath as you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. And the expansion of the lungs, so 360-degree expansion of the lungs. And then just be aware of all things distracting in your environment. The outside of your house or your apartment, your flat, wherever you are, and inside. Perhaps we have more distractions inside our home. If you're able to put your Zoom on full screen, then you won't have all those little apps. If you're on a Mac, you have all these little apps either at the side or on the bottom of the computer, and there sits the temptation to check Facebook when you're in the middle of a session, or email. Close your email. And to just allow all the distractions, the sounds to be there. And then just notice what's going on in your mind this evening. Just allow all the thoughts to just random thoughts, just allow them to arise and abide and then dissolve. And then bring to mind all these people of our life, our loved ones, our strangers, the ones we don't like. Remembering they're all equal. They all want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. By extension, all sentient beings. Coral's the son's friend and work colleague passed away yesterday. And then think of all the people who have died today. There won't be a single country in the world where a person hasn't passed away. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, and equally we can change it by creating positivity instead. And we start with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. So think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we really don't want any more suffering. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And then also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are a cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, well, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? And here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon the Buddha, Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor, not as a higher power or something like that. And he has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face, and his eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So then we have this little section on developing compassion. It's also under the heading of reliance. So it's a subheading here. So in order to develop compassion, a wish for people to be free from suffering, we need to rely upon other beings, the beings we've harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. So then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result in suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to the power of remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. So this purification practice, and this is the actual, the main body of the practice, this recitation with the visualization. So imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown, and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Jida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Membi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum. Oh, I'm so sorry. I completely butted in there. Christine, you go.
Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya Vajrasattva Dena Patita Dita Mebawa Sutukaya Mebawa Supukaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarasiti Mebayasa Sarakama Sitsame Sisam Shiram Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Saratavagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya Vajrasattva Dena Patita Dila Mabawa, Sutokaya Mabawa, Supokaya Mabawa, Anurata Mabawa, Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutsame, Sisam Shiram Kurahum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Saratata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya, Vajrasattva Dena Patita, Dila Mabawa, Sutokaya Mabawa, Supokaya Mabawa, Anurata Mabawa, Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutame, Sisam Shiram Kurahum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Saratata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya Vajrasattva Dena Patita Dita Mabawa Sutokaya Mabawa Supokaya Mabawa Anurata Mabawa Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutame Sisam Shiram Kurahum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Saratata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya Vajrasattva Dena Patita Dita Mabawa, Sutokaya Mabawa, Supokaya Mabawa, Anurata Mabawa, Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutame, Sisam Shiram Kurahum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Saratata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya, Vajrasattva Data Patita, Dita Mabawa, Sutokaya Mabawa, Supokaya Mabawa, Anurata Mabawa, Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutame, Sisam Shiram Kurahum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe, Om Vajrasattva Samaya Malapalaya, Vajrasattva Dena Patita, Dita Mabawa, Sutokaya Mabawa, Supokaya Mabawa, Anurata Mabawa, Sarasiti Mepayata Sarakama Sutame, Sisam Shiram Kurahum, Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan, Saratata Gata Vajramame Muta Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sava Ahum Pe.
So be delighted that all the harm you've done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech, the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting others to agree with you, and all our inappropriate speech. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. So go ahead, Jerry, unmute yourself.
Vajrasattva Samaya Manipalaya Vajrasattva Dhanapatita Dida Mebhava Siddhakaya Mebhava Sipakaya Mebhava Anarakta Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepraatsa Sarvakama Sitsame Sitsam Shiram Kura Ham Ha 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 Bhagavan Sarvatatagata Vajrabhava Mansa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Safa Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manipalaya Vajrasattva Dhanapatita Dida Mebhava Siddhakaya Mebhava Sipakaya Mebhava Anarakta Mebhava Sarvasiddhi Mepraatsa Sarvakama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarvatathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Ma, Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya, Manipalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapadita, Dita Mebhava, Sutakaya Mebhava, Supakaya Mebhava, Anarakta Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprata, Sarva Kama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarva Tathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Ma, Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya, Manipalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapadita, Dita Mebhava, Sutakaya Mebhava, Supakaya Mebhava, Anarakta Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprata, Sarva Kama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarva Tathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya, Manipalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapadita, Dita Mebhava, Sutakaya Mebhava, Supakaya Mebhava, Anarakta Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprata, Sarva Kama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarva Tathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya, Manipalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapadita, Dita Mebhava, Sutakaya Mebhava, Supakaya Mebhava, Anarakta Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprata, Sarva Kama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarva Tathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya, Manipalaya, Vajrasattva Dinapadita, Dita Mebhava, Sutakaya Mebhava, Supakaya Mebhava, Anarakta Mebhava, Sarva Siddhi Meprata, Sarva Kama Sitsame, Sitsam Shiram Kuru Hum, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sarva Tathagata, Vajrabhava Manta, Vajrabhava Maha Samaya Sapa, Ahum Pe.
So again, feel really happy your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So this happens instantly. The light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and instantaneously all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, attachment, depression, anxiety, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, all of this instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra again. So Lorraine, I think it's you next, right? So go ahead.
I think it's me. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Petita Dita Mebawa Sitokai Mebawa Sipokai Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mebi Yatasawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Bhajamami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sita Apum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dita Mebhawa Satakaya Mebhawa Sapokaya Mebhawa Anarakta Mebhawa Sawasiti Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Kata Pajavami Mutta Bhajabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Pompe.
Again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprint of negative energy from your consciousness. So the nectar flows down, pushing out all the negativity of the body. The nectar flows up, pushing out all the negativity of the speech. And then the light comes and just blasts all the delusions. This is happening all at the same time, and as you're also reciting the mantra. So finally, Lorraine, sorry, Sasha. All right, go ahead, Lorraine.
Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Sawasiti Me Payatsa Sawakama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Puruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sapta Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasavatina Patita Dita Me Bhava Sutakaya Me Bhava Supakaya Me Bhava Anarakta Me Bhava Savasiti Me Piyatsa Sawakama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrapa Mahasamaya Sata Ahum Pe.
So now just imagine you are completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now the power of resolve and the fourth and final step in the purification process, and it's a really crucial one. And this is this determination to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And without this, we keep doing the same old things over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to refrain from harming is just like a beacon that guides our body, speech, and mind in new directions. So just rejoice that you've really made the effort to come here for this session. I guess in Australia the holiday's finished now, but we're still in it here in the US. So rejoice that you've made that. Some of you have probably done quite a bit of practice today from early morning till now, which is quite late for some of you. So really rejoice in your efforts for today, and I guess also to you guys in Australia, rejoice for the effort that you made yesterday. And then think of something you'd like to work on between now and tomorrow. Some little habit, some little mind worm that keeps kind of gnawing away at you that might not even be a reasonable or rational thought. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So we just think a little bit about emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while and think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side, and you can think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's do chanting the names of Manjushri, and then I want to do very quickly the multiplying mantras at the end. And manifesting for the sake of beings, whoa, where'd you go? Where are we? And manifesting for the sake of beings with means derived from varied vehicles, gone forth by way of all three vehicles, remaining in the single vehicle's fruit, with purified afflictive spheres at heart, annihilating every karmic sphere, arrived atop dry land from flooding oceans, emerged from yoga's perilous dark grove. Released from general, minor, and complete afflictions and their latent tendencies, with insight, means, and foremost empathy, achieving fruitful aims for living beings. So Shayla, let me just share this text. This text is one that Venerable Rabina wrote for the pilgrimages, and she updated it for our one to Laudo. So this is to increase the merit of prostrations and circumambulations. So some of you joined me this morning for practice, and then we did 35 Buddhas. So this will just, and any merit that you've created today, or particularly you guys in Australia that you created yesterday, you can multiply this merit. So it says to multiply each circumambulation or prostration you do 1,000 times. Chom dende dejin shepadra chompayang dagba zepe sangi rinchin galtan la chug selom. Om Namo Bhagavate Ratnaketu Rajaya Tathāgataya Arate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Ratne Ratne Maha Ratne Ratna Bijiye Soha. So we won't do it 7 times. And then to increase the merit of practice in general, to increase 100,000 times the merit created. Chom dende dejin she badra chompayang dagbazer pe sangi nampa nanzi uki galpola chug selo. Jangchul sempa sempa chempo kuntu zangpola chug selo. Taya tao. There's supposed to be an om here, so I'll just recite the om there, but I don't know where it went. Taya tao om panchagriya ava bodhani soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. Tayatao Om Panchagriya Ava Bodhani Soha. Om Duru Duru Jaya Mukhi Soha. So this one actualizes all our prayers and multiplies. Chomdende Dejin She Badra Chompayang Dagbazepe Sangi Rinchen Galtala Chagselo. Chomdende Dejin She Padra Chompayang Dagbazepe Sangi Noa Dangmon Lam Tam Cha Raptor Drop by Galpola Chagselo. Then you just say this little prayer here. Due to the power of the blessings of the eminent Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the power of infallible dependent arising, and the power of my pure special attitude, may all my pure prayers succeed immediately. All right, so let's just have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, and for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of our teachers, our trusted mentors,